So I want to talk about, is it possible for fans of a sport to change the way the game is played? So through some research I did, I found out it's possible that in the Wimbledon tournament of tennis, it actually happened, where fans impacted the way, the way the players use their tactics. So the question started after the 1994 men's final, where Pete Sampras defeated Goran Ivanisevic, where the match featured two players with heavy serves, and all the rallies were very short, if any. And the fans, they viewed this as boring tennis. So the people at Wimbledon, they wanted to make this better, more interesting for the fans. So they thought of ways to make changes to the game, which kind of forced players to change their tactics. So what happened? The change eventually came in 2001, and it came in the form of the change of the grass surface at Wimbledon. Before the change, the grass was 70% rye and 30% red fescue, and after 2001 they went to a 100% rye surface. So what happened? This 100% rye grass was a more durable surface, because as the tournament goes on, the grass gets worn out. But that made the grass more firm, and that changed the way the ball reacted on the surface. The balls began to bounce more higher and more slowly, and this began to favor the players who tended to stay along the baseline of the match and play rallies, opposed to the serve and volley players who charged the net after their serve. So I'm going to compare the championship matches right before and after the changes. So in 2001, Goran Ivanisevic defeated Pat Rafter in a match that featured 40 total aces, and the average games only averaged about 3.5 minutes long. So, and this was a result of both players used serve and volley, which tended, it's more aggressive strategy, and it cut down the amount of time between points. In contrast, in 2002, right after the change happened of the surface, a match between Leighton Hewitt and David Nalbandian only had 7 aces, and the games were 5 minutes long. This tournament there were 0 serve and volley points in this match compared to the prior year where it was heavily used. And that's because both these players used the rallying along the baseline tactic. And this proves, for the entire tournament, since 2 rallying players made it to the championship, it proved that this was an effective strategy over the entirety of the tournament, not just in the championship match. So, as a result, it is possible for fans to have an impact on the way a game is played completely. So in Wimbledon, serve and volley is pretty much extinct, where about 20 years ago it was the favorite tactic for the entire tournament by almost all players. Thank you.